So, and this is something I want you all to understand is that you are not taught job search in school. And certainly this isn't something that you spend every day all the time studying, right? You have your own work to do, your own life to live. So I'm very excited that you decided to join us and give people who do this for a living an opportunity to explain where the roadblocks are, right? We work with doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants, personal trainers, anybody in our life where we're looking to get the results. We will work with specialists. Well, that's what Christina and I are. And this is what we study all the time. And we know that there are certain strategies you need to implement in order to get past a lot of these roadblocks and I would say gatekeepers to you landing a job. So very excited that you chose. You could reach around right now and sort of pat yourself on the back for being smart enough to invest 60 minutes to learn these things, because it's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. I say that all the time. Now, before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about what's happening right now. You know, at the time that we're recording this, it's August 10th of 2022, and we're starting to see signs of what I called back in November, the great restructuring, or as some people are calling it, the great termination. And so there are layoffs happening, there are restructurings happening. But at the same time, just last week, people announced that the July jobs report was through the roof. And people are saying, oh, there were over 500,000 new jobs created and there's all this opportunity. Meanwhile, we talk to job seekers every day that are saying, we can't get hired. Don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I can't get anybody to call me back. What gives? Think about that. There's so much uncertainty going on in the marketplace right now. How do you kind of get yourself through it and understand what matters and what doesn't matter? Here's what I need you to think about. This is the most competitive time for job search ever. Please trust me. I am a 20-year career coaching veteran. Prior to that, I was in the recruiting and staffing industry. I know that this is the most competitive time in history to look for work. Why is that? Well, let's look at some factors before we move forward. First of all, we had 47 million people quit their jobs in the Great Resignation. A lot of those people took time off and are now just coming back into work. So for example, that jobs report in July where they said there were over 500,000 new jobs created, there weren't new jobs created. Those were jobs that got filled by people who either decided that it was time to get, back to work, maybe had to take a job that they didn't really want to because they couldn't find the right job. Those account for part-time jobs, seasonal jobs. So it's not a true representation of new jobs being created and that people are in jobs that will actually support them. Meanwhile, inflation is rising. And so a lot of those salaries don't even outpace inflation. As a result, there are millions upon millions upon millions of people looking for better jobs. And those are the jobs that you want. All of the jobs that people quit, they didn't want those jobs. So everyone's going after the coveted jobs. So when you go and apply right now, if you're going through some of the standard ways that you thought are the correct ways to look for work, you're going to find out that it's essentially been a waste of your time because there's been so much competition that you probably haven't even been seen. Now, I say all that not to scare you, not to depress you, because I also have the answers. Christina and I have the answers. We also help people every single day inside this platform get a new and better job by teaching them what we're going to learn today. Okay. But you do have to understand that realistic picture so that you're not beating yourself up and saying, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You are a talented individual who can do a great job. However, the competition is fierce right now. So you need additional strategies to make sure you can stand out, as Christina talked about, and get ahead. Okay. So I really want to spend a little time diving in deep and making sure you understood that.